Where to begin? This is about the channel Secureteam10, at the forefront of revealing the truth behind the alien and UFO cover-up and those trying to hide it. Secureteam10 is YouTube's largest UFO-oriented channel, at least by a subscriber count. There are other channels on YouTube that cover UFOs, but a lot of them aren't exclusively about UFOs like Secureteam10 is. This video has been a long time in the making. I might be the second most knowledgeable person about this channel besides the channel's creator himself. Tyler Glockner is the channel's creator, who for all intents and purposes is a normal guy. He has zero work experience in any government or military organization, no degrees as far as I'm aware, and no work experience in any other field that might give him special insight into the UFO phenomena like aviation. He's a UFO enthusiast who started a channel back in 2011 that today has over 2 million subs. The channel was started at a time of uncertainty in Tyler's life.
We've been together for 15 years now. We met in high school, had our son at 18 or 19, moved down south and found a house together, and that's kind of when I started dabbling in YouTube. Not so much because I wanted to do YouTube, but more just because we needed to pay the bills. We're a couple of struggling 20, 21-year-old kids trying to make it in a small town where there's not much work. Yeah, I just, one day I was looking at that laptop and I said, you know what, maybe I can do something with this. And that was pretty much history all she wrote. You know, that's where it began.
Then again, in a few later interviews in 2021 and 2022.
Yeah, it was just an account to mess around with. Like in the beginning, this wasn't some planned thing. Like, I'm going to create this account and I'm going to make it a huge UFO channel. It wasn't like that at all.
And I tell people that ask me, they're like, they talk to me as if there was some sort of grand plan to create a YouTube channel based around UFOs and to build it into some large brand or something like that. But that wasn't the case. And just as a hobby, as you stated in your introduction, I just started posting my own videos about the subject. This was a hobby, and it was amazing.
That's kind of when I started dabbling in YouTube, not so much because I wanted to do YouTube, but more just because we needed to pay the bills. It was just an account to mess around with.
Which is it? To find out, we can go to the earliest About section description using the Wayback Machine. October 3rd, 2011. I'm a longtime researcher of what we all know already exists. I've been somewhat blessed to have a close relative who worked within the NASA programs during the Apollo era, and will be doing all I can to release the information kept from us for nearly half a century. Along with some of the top UFO guys right here on YouTube, we are creating a website where others who may have sensitive information can release it to the world. So like a WikiLeaks for UFOs. And then there was one alteration to this early description, where ET phenomenon information would be released because of what was learned from this relative who worked at NASA. I've been somewhat blessed and cursed to have had a close relative who worked within the NASA programs during the Apollo era, and will be releasing the information I've come to know regarding the ET phenomenon. So humble beginnings, not so much. But there's more. On Tyler's early channel and on this website he made, Tyler was advertising for purchase never before seen NASA footage for $30 whole. And it appears he sold a few copies.
This photograph is part of a larger collection of NASA photographs procured by a friend of ours who had a family member who was employed by NASA during the Apollo era. He worked on Apollo 11, Apollo 12, and Apollo 13. These photographs were taken from NASA. They are highly classified, and they reveal the alien presence on the lunar surface. Inside of this crater lies a 40-mile complex, and the bases are not ours, and they do not belong to any of the other world governments.
In September 2011, a leaked audio recording from a government insider was uploaded to the channel.
Creating this message to let the people of the world, or whoever happens to hear this, know the truth about what is going on with regards to the alien presence in our world, as well as interstellar space and within our own solar system.
There was no NASA insider. It was just Tyler changing his voice.
Now, the planet that we know of as Mars was at one time inhabited, but again, at one time was wiped out by the people who inhabited the planet, which were much more technologically advanced than we are.
which we discovered by testing and analyzing the chemical residue.
Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secure Team.
This fact was discovered years ago.
Hey guys, this is Tyler with Secure Team. Thank you for stopping by.
My name is Ken, and I work as an astronomer and a scientist for a government agency.
Hey guys, this is Tyler with Secure Team. Thank you for stopping by.
In 2011, there were 3 of these fake whistleblower videos. And while I was digging, it was kind of funny to see that he wasn't able to keep his story straight about his relationship to this whistleblower. Because in the first video's description, he states, this audio was recorded and sent to a close friend of mine in 2008. But in the YouTube comment section for one of these videos, Tyler states, the man in the recording was a direct relative of mine. And then to a comment on the disappearance of this supposed relative. And just to correct your theory on his disappearance, he was killed in a car wreck, although we have always felt and have evidence pointing to it being something more. Nevertheless, he is dead, and I'll not tolerate any mockery of his work. So which is it? Was he a direct relative or wasn't he? And to chastise someone over a fake dead relative? Get out of here. Tyler's dishonesty is a continual theme all throughout the channel's history. This is to show that he wasn't messing around as he says he was at the beginning of the channel.
It was just an account to mess around with.
The goal was to make money. Whether or not he made money is beside the point. This whole insider deal, in my opinion, was a way to gain credibility. You have an insider family member. This boosts your credibility and gives you the appearance of having access to insider information. And that's going to draw people into your channel, from which then you start funneling them to your website to sell your fake NASA footage. Tyler published a total of 6, maybe 7 of these fake interviews. The first 6 are him trying to change his voice, and the 7th is clearly an actor.
Okay, Amber, so thank you for sitting down with me here and agreeing to do this impromptu phone interview and taking the time out of your day about what you saw the other day with regards to this massive-looking UFO that apparently just appeared in the sky over El Paso. Is that right?
Yep, that's right. It was pretty freaky, to say the least. I'm just happy to talk about it because I think it needs to be talked about.
2012 was a dormant year for the channel, but in 2013 the channel picks up again, and more fake whistleblower videos are dropped. Now, it's been said that sequels suck, but part 2, or fake whistleblower video number 5, we're hearing from Dr. Norton.
Alright, my name is Tyler with Secureteam10, and today we are speaking over the telephone with Dr. Eric Norton. Hello, Dr. Norton.
Hello, Tyler, and thank you for having me.
And this might be my favorite Secure Team fake, because Tyler is interviewing himself. He tries to mask it by making it sound like this Dr. Norton is on the phone, but you can still adjust the pitch, and it's clearly him.
Just hours after your video was uploaded, I received a call from the front desk of the hotel.
The front desk clerk asked me if there had been a Dr. Norton.
And as you're listening to it, you realize Dr. Norton and Tyler never talk over each other. Definitely not characteristic of any conversation most humans have. The last of the fake whistleblower videos that I'm aware of was published in 2014. Here we meet Dr. Ken, the astronomer, who has taken it upon himself to take a cell phone video recording of a workplace station monitor.
Yes, my name is Ken, and I work as an astronomer and a scientist for a government agency. That is all that I can say at this time.
Which appears to show an object behind Saturn.
What appears to be some sort of massive planetoid-shaped type object, many times larger than Saturn, approaching from behind Saturn, coming into our solar system.
This was debunked pretty quickly.
Real astronomer Dave Gregg, aka Dazza the Cameraman, points out that the new planet is actually a shot of Neptune, which has been photoshopped behind Saturn.
Of course, Dr. Ken is also Tyler, and when confronted about the audio for this, Tyler claimed that the original interview audio had been corrupted, so he decided to not only redo the entire interview, but try to fake it as if he was Dr. Ken.
And Secure Team, Tyler, has responded by saying it was either re-narrate the audio of the original or have no audio for our viewers at all.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me, you can't get fooled again. Secureteam10 at its inception was at best UFO porn. Let's talk about the content itself. The format for a Secureteam10 video is pretty simple. 1. Find a strange news story, photo, or video.
So let's go ahead and watch the video.
저기 엘도라도 공항에서 휴대전화로
or make your own. 2. Provide brief commentary.
It doesn't look like a plane. It seems to be dead silent.
3. Speculate a bit.
And immediately when I saw it, I thought TR3B Black Manta, which for many of you, I won't have to explain what the TR3B is.
4. Play around with the image.
All right, so I'm going to show you some different filters here. We're going to up the contrast and the brightness to bring this thing out.
Number 5. Throw it back at the audience and ask what they think.
So tell me what you think about this, guys. What do you think about this crazy footage? Tell me what you guys think of this footage. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below.
From a production standpoint, this is a pretty good formula to churn out videos. And between 2014 and 2019, that's exactly what Tyler was doing. It was a quantity over quality approach. The channel has over 1,100 videos. And I just want to kind of do the math to show how productive Tyler was. Because of all the criticisms I have for Tyler, work ethic isn't one of them. 2012 wasn't an active year. Then there was a span of time between 2020 and 2021 where the channel was dormant. So we have to subtract about, and that gives us roughly the amount of active days. So divide that number by the number of videos equals almost 1 video every 3 days. Or put another way, that's an average of 10 videos a month. That's not enough time to properly research anything, not thoroughly. Of course, all of these videos weren't evenly distributed across the channel's history. Some periods were far more active than others. But where is the time for due diligence? Especially considering Tyler does everything himself. So that's a lot of work. And unsurprisingly, a lot of bunk got through. And it shows. Take this video from July 2018.
Something has been discovered down on the moon. I want to show you yet again another strange anomalous structure that has just been discovered sitting on our moon. A few other people on another channel discovered what appeared to be a white or gray in color square building. The object does not seem to be a glitch or anything of that nature. As you zoom in further, you can actually see two sort of little prongs. It's just a glitch. No, again, it's not.
The square is still visible on the Google Moon map, minus the 2 protrusions, so possibly the aliens or whoever put it there did some renovations. Or it's an artifact created by the compression algorithm. Now, real research would have made this apparent that this anomaly is a glitch, a product Google created by stitching these images together that were taken by NASA. A few fakes and mistakes are going to get through, it's expected. But what about Tyler's independent discoveries? What excuse is there for this?
So next, I want to show you 2 specific images, or photos actually, of anomalous or just bizarre things that I actually discovered. This, my friends, is a high resolution, extremely high resolution photograph of the lunar surface of our moon that was snapped during the Apollo 17 mission. Down in a particular crater that doesn't seem any different than the others, and sort of peeking out from the darkness, if you will, because we have the sunlight, you know, it's shining down on the moon at a bit of a fairly extreme angle, so the sun would be to the right, and it's shining down from right to left. So what you're seeing is that everything being hit from the sun is casting a shadow back into the left behind it, and it's illuminating whatever is in its line of sight, including what I can only describe as a massive structure that is either glowing on its own or that is being partially illuminated by, you know, some scattered sunlight, but nonetheless looks like a massive alien object spanning the entire inside of the crater. Is this, you know, another one of these massive tubes, or a ship of some sort, or a base inside of this crater? As I went across the image horizontally, this object here, this structure inside of this crater with what appear to be lights coming from it, many hundreds or, you know, whatever. I don't know how many, but at least 20 or 30 lights that we can see coming from it do not appear in any other crater in this photo, nor at the top of the photo, from one edge of the photo to the other. So that basically, you know, it kind of rules out that this is a photography glitch or error or scanning effect, because it does not appear in any other crater or portion of the photo for that matter. It only appears in this one single crater.
This is one I found myself. The image was published with this anomaly. Does this anomaly appear elsewhere? The image Tyler presented was AS17-M-1827. In image 1826, 25 seconds before 1827, there are no lights present. Then 25 seconds after 1827, in image 1828, again, there's nothing in the crater. However, similar artifacts do appear in other photos, and they're always at the edge of the photos. He stated the lack of similar artifacts in just the one photo ruled out a photography glitch.
From one edge of the photo to the other. So that basically, it kind of rules out that this is a photography glitch or error or scanning effect because it does not appear in any other crater or portion of the photo for that matter.
So the two most likely scenarios are this. One, Tyler picked this image at random among the other 3,296, failed to find the scanning procedure linked next to each photo that might explain the anomaly, and was wholly incompetent in his research, or he intentionally misled his viewers. There are numerous instances that directly contradict any claim Secureteam10 is a source for quality information, but how many is too many? Pick any year and you're sure to find a few. Tyler has admitted to faking videos.
Or how to make a fake UFO, I did that.
But he never explicitly listed which ones, so it's hard to know. He does make attempts every once in a while to appear critical by posting things that have already been debunked.
To a video that was posted by Mr. MBB333. And so I was doing a little bit of further research, and I've come to the conclusion that, in my opinion, after having found what I have found, that this structure is actually on the ground and is likely the very same installation as that of a facility that is located in China, the Lobobo Shin facility.
And he was critical of the big 3 UFO videos, although I think that was more because of his distrust of the US government. I just don't see Tyler taking the time or having the skills to analyze much. YouTube is 24/7, 365. There are no seasons, no set amount of episodes, no production teams. It's just go. And from early on, Tyler was pumping out content. By January 2014, Secureteam10 had 40,000 subscribers. Secureteam10's early success is due in no small part to his formulaic approach and his early start on YouTube. The increased visibility attracted various news sites, who began referencing Secureteam10, creating a feedback loop, driving traffic to the channel, resulting in jumps in subscribers, and then love from the algorithm that attracted even more media attention.
As you start to dig to the bottom of the UFO videos on YouTube, you'll actually start to notice a bit of a cartel, because news outlets loved Tyler because they could post his footage and it would go viral like crazy. News outlets love this type of clickbait because it's easy money, and they could still give views to Tyler, so they worked symbiotically.
The effect is pretty clear when you compare sub counts before and after articles were published. By August 26, 2017, Secureteam10 had reached 1 million subscribers. But internet notoriety doesn't come without a price. On August 5th, 2017, Tyler posted a video of a car parked outside of his house.
Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secureteam. Well, this is sort of a strange position I'm in here. I'm not really sure how to start, begin the video. But suffice it to say, something very spooky, I believe, is happening. Now, I'm not sure. I'm not 100%, obviously. But as you read in the title, and, from everything I've seen and the way it's kind of felt with me and my wife and my child over the past 3 or 4 days, leads me to believe that I am being watched, followed, intimidated, played a prank on. I have no idea. But I'll go ahead and just start off here by showing you this short clip of the same vehicle with the same person in it who I have noticed for the past 3 days in a row, sitting in the parking lot outside my home, directly next to my home, watching me in my house.
Of course, he wouldn't be the first internet personality to be stalked by a fan, but that's not what he was alluding to in the video. The clear implication, both in the video and from the video title, is that there's a government agent watching him. Tyler makes an attempt at counter surveillance.
So this time I said, okay, something is going on. I'm getting this guy on video. I'm recording it. So I told my wife to stand in his view, and I said, I'm going to pretend to take your picture. That way I could film past her and get a nice steady shot of this guy's car, and that's what you're seeing.
So let's say, hypothetically, UFOs were real. Would the government send agents to intimidate or even try to discredit a man who's already discredited himself? The most interesting part of this interaction is actually a part Tyler left out when he was talking to Jimmy Church on another episode of Fade to Black, which was a guy running from the side of his house to the SUV and then having the SUV tear off.
I went down the block for a minute, told my wife to go inside and lock the door when I got back. And when I went inside, my wife told me the spookiest thing about this whole story. So I pulled in, and my wife had actually called me while I was gone because I have a little microphone in my helmet for my motorcycle, which is so I can take calls while I'm riding, but I couldn't really hear her, so I said, I'll be home in a minute. So I got home, and she told me that literally maybe a minute after I pulled away on my motorcycle. She said she was inside when she noticed out the front window someone sprinting by the house. Not walking, not jogging, someone sprinting down our sidewalk, past our house, towards the parking lot where this car was. So my wife went over to our side window, which has the perfect view of the parking lot, and peeked out of it, saw this guy sprinting to this SUV, jumped in the passenger seat. The car peels out of the parking lot and shoots down the street, heading in the same direction that I did on my bike.
Which is arguably the most important part of this narrative, and he doesn't mention it.
When you get to a certain level of visibility, what comes with that is the possibility of a little government interference. Have you experienced any of that? Any strange cars outside of the house?
I've had my fair share of strange little things. Speaking of the car you mentioned, I posted a video a year or so back where indeed there had been, sitting right outside our house, we have a parking lot right next to our house, a black-looking SUV.
It's what turns this from some guy on a third shift lunch break to something more nefarious. But he left it out. Why? Maybe I'm doing a little bit of projecting, but that doesn't seem like an easy detail to forget. So framing the incident the way he did, implying that shadowy government forces might be stalking him, really only serves to elevate himself within the community. It's a form of social proof. Hey, I'm obviously revealing something the government wants to keep hidden. Otherwise, why would they be outside my house? Less than a month later, Tyler crashed his motorcycle, breaking his leg, which is what some people believe started him down the path to substance abuse and when he started taking long breaks from YouTube. But that's not quite true, because Tyler continued to upload videos fairly consistently into late 2019. October 21st would be the last time Tyler would upload for almost 6 months. On April 11th of 2020, a new video was posted to the channel. Fans were excited, the world was shutting down, people were staying indoors, and they were looking for things to watch. Creators from every niche on YouTube saw this bump in views and subscribers, but not Secureteam10. After April 2020, the channel lay dormant, and at one point was even presumed to be dead when all the videos disappeared. Then in late March 2021, after another 11 months of nothing, So was Secureteam back? Almost. After another 1 month hiatus, the channel saw somewhat regular uploads. Tyler had been MIA for a total of 17 months, and he had missed the corona bump. His subscribers had plateaued back in 2019, and it still hasn't recovered. It's even gone down a bit. The controversies the channel has had are more than a few. We've already covered the fake whistleblower videos. The supposed MIB vehicle outside of his house was definitely questioned, but now this long absence. In late 2019, Tyler had begun abusing alcohol, which would lead to Tyler getting into trouble with the law. Multiple times. The most notable example of this was him running his car into a ditch after driving under the influence of alcohol and, according to him, depression meds.
I smell alcohol on you, so how much have you had to drink today? Before you got in the car, or while you was in the car, how much have you had to drink? Drink here and there. Drink here and there. There was a bottle of something in there in the console. What's that?
In December the same year, he even became the victim of a robbery after attempting to meet a woman for sex. On the above date and time, the reporting person listed as victim stated that he met an unknown female online for sex, listed as suspect number 1. The female, and one male listed as suspect number 2, advised him to drive them to a local gas station and take money out of an ATM, but his card was declined, and they demanded his debit card and PIN, and drove off in his vehicle. How do we know this was actually Tyler in the report? Because the license plate of the car that was stolen matches the license plate of the car that was run into the ditch by Tyler. As salacious as this might be, this is to set the stage so I can highlight the mind of the man behind this channel. So what did Tyler do after news of his arrest came out? What explanation did he give for his disappearance? Did he come clean, and did he admit the truth?
Hey guys, Tyler here with Secure Team. It's good to see you. I know many of you have been wondering where I've been, and suffice it to say, it's been a very traumatic and tough past couple of months, and an even worse past couple of weeks. The original reason I stopped posting videos is because I started going across the country to film a new documentary that I've been wanting to work on for years. Then I started getting threats to shut my channel down, to stop what I was doing, to basically cease and desist my truth-seeking, and to stop digging around, as they called it. I denied those requests, and I kept going. And before I knew it, one night, I was sitting in my house. I remember falling asleep, and the next thing I remember is waking up in my car with a police officer outside of it, who then charged me with DUI.
Tyler alleged he was threatened, jailed, beaten, and tortured, and grossly mischaracterized his run-in with police.
Immediately, I knew I was being set up for something. But I went to jail, I protested my innocence, I was released that same day, and within a week or two, the police here where I am staying got a phone call, an anonymous phone call, that I was beating my girlfriend at the house we're staying at. The police showed up, and like they usually do in domestic violence situations, whether there's evidence or not, they usually take someone to jail, usually the man. My wife protested and said that I hadn't touched her and that nothing had happened. But the police nonetheless put me in handcuffs and took me to jail. I was put under a probation hold with no bail and spent a week in jail being threatened and beaten by guards at the Knox County Jail.
He told nothing short of a blatant lie. In the history of the channel, Tyler has claimed, alluded, insinuated government intimidation and interference at least 5 times. The first I can think of was Tyler's response to a YouTube comment about his totally not made up NASA insider relative who had the never-before-seen NASA footage. Allusions to government interference and intimidation were used in the SUV parked outside of his house. Number 3 is a fake hate comment. In 2018, Tyler published a video about the dislikes and negative comments his channel receives.
One thing that can't be denied is that the government and the powers that be have had a vested interest in this topic, and more to the point, the discrediting of said phenomenon. And as I've been reviewing some things regarding the channel over the past couple of days, I have come to the conclusion that our channel, Secure Team, is without a doubt being watched by this counterintelligence apparatus, whatever you want to call it, and is also without a doubt being the target of said disinformation campaigns.
He unambiguously points the finger at government agencies. As evidence, he provides us with a comment from Angry Truth Seeker.
The users themselves who write the comments, many times I will find, have a history of doing nothing on the YouTube platform except posting negative comments and thumbing down my videos. This proves to me beyond a shadow of a doubt that my channel, and perhaps me personally, is being watched. They do not want this information to get out, and that there is a targeted campaign to discredit the work that I'm doing here on Secure Team. And so I was looking through and I found this here by the user, the Angry Truth Seeker. And first of all, I checked when this account was created. And sure enough, when I went over to his channel, he had 0 subscribers, 0 information, and his account had been created likely just moments before he posted the comment. And so the comment reads, quote, "This channel is a straight-up psyop, used to fool the gullible masses. How much is the government paying you, Tyler? Been on the payroll long? Speaking of your motorcycle accident, Dr. Asher should have put an extra set of screws in your mouth to shut you the heck up." And I won't read the name he calls me here.
Tyler notes the same doctor mentioned in this comment who helped fix his leg was never mentioned by him.
But he specifically mentions Dr. Asher. Now here's the kicker, guys. I never once mentioned who the doctor was that did my surgery and actually put the screws in my leg.
So it must be the government behind this comment. The problem, however, is the placement of the comment in the screenshot Tyler provides. Angry Truth Seeker's seething words are placed right below the pinned comment and above more liked and even older and replied to comments, which shouldn't be the case, at least not when comments are set to top comments. That is, unless the account you're logged into is the one that made the comment. The hate comment was fake. Tyler created a fake account, wrote himself a hate comment, then tried to use it as evidence of being targeted by government forces. And when people noticed the fake hate comment and started calling him out, he goes and he makes a video trying to debunk the comments, debunking the fake hate comment video. But the way he does it, he never actually brings up the Angry Truth Seeker comment. He brings up another portion of that video that he can easily hand wave away. Tyler eludes intimidation in his DUI arrest. He came clean about that one and opening up a little bit about his struggles in an interview with Alien Addict.
So yeah, I burned out, severely depressed, started drinking. Everyone knows this. You know, got the DUI. People took the opportunity to get the footage, put it online, try to get me. You didn't get me. You know, like I'm the devil now. You know, I guess I'm the first guy ever that's ever took to drinking for severe depression, and I'm not even a drinker. So yeah, I was on antidepressants. I drank. I ended up in a ditch. Didn't know how I got there, and that's the goddamn truth.
Incident number 5 of alleged government interference was in January 2020. Tyler was allegedly the victim of trolls who ordered pizza to his house and hotel. To whoever the person was who tried to order 20 pizzas to the hotel room where me and my wife are staying, nice try. Tyler also claimed to have been swatted, and this allegedly went on for a week. To all the trolls out there, the only reason I didn't post the video when I said I was going to is because I was busy getting swatted at my personal address and getting 20 pizzas delivered to me every other 2 hours. Now this actually sounds like standard operating procedure for trolls, but where in this does Tyler claim government involvement? That wouldn't come until Tyler's second interview on Fade to Black.
You built a channel that has a couple of million subscribers to it and a billion views. You are now visible. Do you feel pressure from that in that now you have to watch what you say, you have to maybe think twice about posting something? Do you feel that pressure, or do you not even care?
I've been feeling the pressure long before I disappeared. I've posted videos of vans parked outside of my house, my wife and child scared to death about to call 911. I've had, I've checked into a hotel where I paid cash, no trail, and within 24 hours, my exact room number out of 200 rooms is online, and people are swatting me. And, luckily the police in that situation had a sense of humor and didn't blow my brains out. So, they're definitely monitoring you, me, and anybody else who is talking about this subject. Am I worried about what I say? No. And that's only because of the massive audience that I have. I think that if they know that if they were to take my channel down, say, for instance, that would only validate further the proof that I've posted.
Unless I missed a separate instance of swatting, Tyler's referring to the January 2020 to February 2020 events. And I'm mainly using his Twitter account because he was pretty active at this point. At the conclusion of these tweets, he only mentions swatting in connection with his personal address.
I've checked into a hotel where I paid cash, no trail, and within 24 hours, my exact room number out of 200 rooms is online, and people are swatting me.
It might be worth noting that someone tried to follow up on this story by calling the hotel where he was allegedly swatted at.
Mount Vernon, this is John. How may I help you?
Yes, sir. I called a little while ago. I had a question about the whole cop swatting thing. Have you had a manager show up yet?
No, there will be no manager in today.
I work with an online publication, and we just cover news. We've been kind of investigating part of this story for a while, and we had read about a claim of swatting and everything, and I just wanted to verify if that happened or not. That's the only reason I was asking.
Yep.
All right, so nothing like that's happened or anything that you know of, or have y'all been told not to speak about it, or?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
We don't know if this person called the right hotel or if this call was legit in the first place. At best, the whole swatting incident is messy. Tyler never posted pictures online of anything. Not the pizzas, not police, nothing to actually prove a swatting incident happened. That doesn't mean that I disbelieve that this happened. It's happened a lot of times to a lot of different creators. All I'm saying is that he didn't provide any proof. But even if this did happen, is this really the MO for government agencies? Swatting, calling in some kind of threat to get the police to respond with SWAT teams and hope that the job or the objective gets done, to hope that the target gets the message? The Secure Team logo isn't something Tyler created on his own. It's something he found. Writing, researching, recording, editing. As a solo creator, it's a lot. So it shouldn't come as a surprise that many creators find pre-made designs they like, make a few edits, and move on. But here's the thing. When you start making money, you start blowing up, putting the logo on merch, cups, clothes, stickers, you name it. You've got to change things up. You've got to get your own piece of original art. Luckily, Tyler came to his senses before this became an issue, and he preemptively changed the logo. I'm just kidding. He absolutely did not do that. The internet did what it does. Some people did some digging and found out that the artwork Tyler was using for his logo was actually something made for an Alienware logo contest. Back in 2007, this logo design that Tyler was using had been submitted by a guy from China as part of the contest. Some people reached out to the original creator, but he didn't really seem to care that much. Some people in the UFO community did care, one of which is another channel called Lion's Ground. And he was very vocal on this and other subjects concerning Secureteam10. Lion's Ground recently broke the story about the unlicensed usage of the logo after contacting artist JJ Ying on Twitter. The artist had no idea his work was being used for a popular channel that was making thousands a month in donations, along with profits from YouTube and the Secureteam10 store. The logo was also reported to crowdfunding site Patreon by Van Peters, also known as Heathcliff, the creator of Lion's Ground. And Lion's Ground was even responsible for taking down Tyler's Patreon, albeit briefly.
The Patreon page of Secureteam10 is offline. And who's responsible for this? We, voila, Lions Ground is responsible for the closure of his Patreon page, taking 100% credit.
When you start fucking with someone's money, I mean, you must really dislike them. Now, had Tyler pleaded mea culpa, I don't think this would have been a major strike against Tyler's character. But instead of just being honest, Tyler chose to frame it in a way that made it sound like he came to the decision to change the logo on his own.
Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secureteam. Now you may have noticed that I don't have my original intro playing along with the music. That is due to the fact that I am actually having a new intro along with a new logo made for the channel. I just felt it was time to upgrade.
One of Tyler's most fervent detractors goes by the name of Heathcliff. He and Tyler had an interesting back and forth on Twitter that reminded me of the dinner scene from Dinner for Schmucks. Just two weirdos going at it on Twitter. The Lions Ground Secureteam10 beef seems to have started as far back as 2017, with Lions Ground putting out negative videos on Secureteam10, criticizing Tyler and going so far as to make a just bizarre drunken diss track.
Hey Ken.
My name is Ken.
You need Secureteam in your title to get views. You have personality traits of being a complete delusional man. With personal traits such as narcissism. Macha, what?
In the exchanges between Tyler and Heathcliff on Twitter, Tyler claimed Heathcliff had reached out to him in 2018 asking for money, and he shows, apparently, receipts. Heathcliff, of course, denied this, but he didn't provide any screenshots of his own. Throughout all the beef with other creators and all the controversies, Tyler has relied on his fans, the Insomnia Army. The Insomnia Army are the legions of subscribers and fans who show up time and again to watch his videos, buy his merch. Given the nature of the UFO topic, I would describe them as a more rabid fan base than most other communities on YouTube. The word or term that's thrown around a lot is truth seeker. For them, ufology isn't just entertainment. It's a serious investigative pursuit of a real phenomenon involving non-human craft, where world governments, for their own reasons, are trying to hide the truth. It shares a belief in the unseen. There's anecdotal evidence like eyewitness accounts, but concrete scientific evidence is lacking. People go to conferences, participate in forums and chat groups, and conduct group investigations. It has sacred texts and authorities. Ufology has dogma, ethics, a worldview. All of this is to say that Tyler's videos are received by this religious-minded audience as pieces of evidence of the undeniable reality of ET visitation, and they are rabid. And it doesn't help that they've been made fun of since the beginning, which in my opinion has created a need to feel vindicated and fuels this gluttonous consumption of UFO content, which is an effect Tyler has become the victim of. Tyler's large fan base is sort of a double-edged sword. There was the somewhat negative side of the pressure that they put on him, pressure of expectations that comes with large audiences to consistently deliver content that resonates. And there's an expectation to maintain or exceed the level of engagement and entertainment that first attracted them. But they also have a positive impact. I do have to give the fans, the Insomnia Army, some credit. They've shown Tyler and his channel a lot of love. They are a passionate bunch. They buy the merch, they watch his videos, and they return after the long absences. Some even became patrons of Tyler's Patreon, which he created during the time of YouTube's first adpocalypse. A Patreon that at its height really only hovered around the 2,000 mark during the adpocalypse and at other times when Tyler's channel was demonetized. At the drop of a hat, they did go to bat for Tyler in the Twitter space, tweeting at YouTube to bring back monetization for his channel. The Dark Triad. The Dark Triad is a psychological theory of personality made up of three sides: narcissism, psychopathy, and Machiavellianism. The trait I think Tyler exhibits the most is narcissism. I mentioned before he was a young guy, a family man working a dead-end job. And so I can kind of see the motivation to fake videos, to funnel them into a website where people could pay for bogus NASA footage. But after his channel began blowing up, he continued with the dishonesty, with the hoaxes. I do believe Tyler to have strong narcissistic traits. It's sub-element of grandiosity. Grandiosity is shown through a high self-esteem, a sense of personal superiority and entitlement, a sense of overconfidence and willingness to exploit others for self-gain, and hostility and aggression when challenged. And all of the above to an unrealistic degree and not based on any kind of demonstrated capability. Tyler has shown overconfidence and exaggeration of abilities. First, I would say Tyler's about section description. Undeniable evidence of ETs, the in-depth research and analysis. Tyler's moon base image that wasn't up for interpretation. Tyler thinks he can read people. He cannot.
I pride myself on not only being able to decipher BS UFO footage that people send in or this or that, but my cynicalness in this industry has made me it's made me hone my skills in reading people. And so I can usually get a good read on someone within seconds of meeting them.
FBI agents whose job it is to read people have a difficult time.
Scientifically and empirically, there's just no Pinocchio effect. And people who prattle that and say, well, we can detect deception because the person touches their nose or covers their mouth, that's just sheer nonsense. We humans are lousy at detecting deception.
The Apollo 11 conference, Tyler speculates on the secret thoughts of the astronauts.
In most of these moon missions, and afterwards back on Earth, the astronauts really didn't need to say what they saw on the moon, for you could read it in their cold, nervous gaze during the press conferences when they would be answering reporters' questions with a look not of happiness and glee, but a look as if they had seen something up there on our moon, something that concerned them, something that they knew that they could never reveal to the public.
There are the grandiose fantasies, where Tyler believes, or says at the very least, and alludes many times, that government forces are not only watching him, but actively intimidating and possibly trying to harm him because of his content.
You know, I've had some very strange things happen over the years that would lead me to believe that I'm at least on someone's radar.
I've been feeling the pressure long before I disappeared. I've posted videos of vans parked outside of my house, checked into a hotel where I paid cash, no trail, and within 24 hours my exact room number out of 200 rooms is online. And people are swatting me. They're definitely monitoring you, me, and anybody else who is talking about this subject. Am I worried about what I say? No. And that's only because of the massive audience that I have. I think that if they know that if they were to take my channel down, say for instance, that would only validate further the proof that I've posted. Now, if something strange happens to me, kind of like the pancreatitis out of nowhere, and I am dead, then that even makes it even more, anything they try to do is just going to validate it more. So why not just let Tyler's videos stay up?
Then he brings up his necrotizing pancreatitis in this conversation about censorship. Jimmy Church, in the context of community guideline strikes for YouTube channels that were being silenced during the pandemic, he asks Tyler if there's a danger of the UFO community being silenced in a similar way for perceived misinformation.
Like me, the sudden necrotizing pancreatitis, that the doctors just didn't understand how I got it, because I'm a healthy person. I always have been, and they just didn't understand how you could get it. But not only that, get the worst kind that kills you almost instantly, to the point, my mother was in tears begging them to tell her that I was going to live, and they said, I can't do it. And so, yeah, there's many ways they silence you.
The linkage Tyler's trying to make is clear. The government is behind it all. Thus, I think satisfies the evidentiary requirements to demonstrate a tendency towards grandiose narratives that is an indicator of narcissism. Tyler has demonstrated egotism, which is another sub-element of narcissism. I think ego plays into the grandiose narratives, the elevated sense of self-importance. We all have an ego, but what elevates Tyler's, or indicates that his, becomes another indicator for narcissism. I find this definition for egotism quite fitting. The drive to maintain and enhance favorable views of oneself, an amplified vision of oneself and self-importance. That includes, among other things, intellectual overestimations. Tyler's ego is on display frequently in the comment section. During Tyler's 2020 to 2021 disappearance, there was a thread on Reddit about Tyler and his channel, which featured a few negative comments, where Tyler decided to chime in. No one can can deny I didn't bring this topic back to life when it was virtually non-existent. I get wanting to say something in defense of yourself, but it's clear Tyler's ego is on full display in that one comment. And as pointed out below, spits in the faces of other shows, forums, podcasts, YouTube channels, and I would add movies and TV shows that came before and were around at the time he blew up. His egotism is on display in defense of his lies, trying to rescue his imagined self from the criticisms of people bringing up his lies, which he built his channel on. From first flat out denying he ever faked a video, I don't need to post fakes like you, buddy. Plenty of real sightings being sent my way. Have fun with your dying channel. I didn't fake anything. I stand by every video I put out. I don't fake anything. I ask questions and start debates. And also, in an online New York Post article, of course I don't post fake videos. There's a tweet about debunking a rumor that he faked a hate comment, then moving to admitting to have faked videos, but downplaying the severity.
You know, and I was working on After Effects stuff, posting stuff, and I didn't know if I wanted to make like a story channel. Like I would do these After Effects tutorials about how to make your face look scary, and I did one of Kelly, or how to make a fake UFO. I did that. I've also done almost 1,100 other videos where I didn't do that. So to the people who want to go back to the 1 or 2 videos from years ago that I was joking around with, I had no idea what I was doing with the channel. I wasn't serious about this. I didn't know what Secure Team was going to turn into.
And engaging in whataboutisms and weirdly trying to admonish other channels who made way more fake videos.
Did I mess around in the beginning and post some videos? Yes. Have other channels in this community? Yes. Way more than I have and still are. And you know who you are. So let's not make Secure Team the devil.
Even going so far as attempting to use his own son as a shield from criticism, and tells whoever it is, whoever he's talking to man up and stop blaming Tyler.
It's cool. Like, why would you get made fun of for having a cool dad who does cool videos about a cool subject? Like, it's only the stuff that haters put out there, and you know who you are. Bringing my past up that I've already more than paid for, that my son could potentially see down the road and hurt him and put things in his head that he had nothing to do with, but because you couldn't man up and create something on your own, and all you could do is talk about me and my life, you're going to end up hurting some other kid somewhere, and that ain't cool. Man up, stop blaming Tyler and Secure Team for your failures, make your own content, stop blaming this guy right here. I've more than paid for anything I've done.
Now, I don't know if he's talking to someone in particular or critics in general. Essentially, he's saying, quit criticizing me. I've already been called out, and my kid might see this in the future. This is horribly manipulative and disgusting. And in a way, it bothers me more than actually faking videos. You don't get a pass. No one gets a pass. Kids are not shields from criticism, which brings us to Machiavellianism, which is characterized by, in part, the manipulation and exploitation of others, and doing so strategically. I'll speed run a few bits of evidence. There was the early channel About Bio, $30 never before seen NASA photos from an insider, the early fake videos presumably to stand out in the crowd, build up an audience with sensational content, Tyler's initial framing of his disappearance following his DUI, the kidnapping, the torturing by police, the fake hate comment, the continuous and running narrative over the years that he's being targeted by government forces, Tyler's attempt to reframe his decision to change the channel logo.
Having a new intro, along with a new logo made for the channel, I just felt it was time to upgrade.
Tyler also fulfills other aspects of the elements that make up the Dark Triad. Tyler does have some antisocial tendencies as long as we take him at his word.
I kind of live by the wording screw friends because they always end up backstabbing you. My friends are my family.
That was back in 2018. It's possible this opinion has changed, though he did fire shots at Corbell in 2021 with Alien Addict claiming Corbell used him.
Every channel does their thing. You know, it used to be, and there still is, there's a lot of politics in this so-called community. It's really cutthroat. Everybody is trying to use someone else as a stepping stone or using them, just like Corbell used me. After the year of vanishing and the stuff with Corbell, you know, you don't know who to trust anymore because you'll know people for a year straight who will be your best friend. And then they will come out and dog you and try to ruin you and release private things. And you realize it was all just a setup to put them in the limelight. And once you're used up, they never call again. They may try to ruin you. And I'm very, very careful about who I do interviews with and who I talk to. And I really don't make friends anymore. It's mostly acquaintances. because I've been burned so many times, because I have a good heart. I help people. I'm done being Mr. Nice Guy. I'll always be kind-hearted Tyler of Secure Team, but I'm not going to let people just use my platform to boost themselves and then really put a black eye on this topic, like what is happening right now with the Pentagon leaks and this Elizondo and Jeremy and all that stuff.
I was just about to get on that.
What exactly is the point of all this? I'm not a believer. Why should I care about some UFO YouTuber or the content he puts out? Even though I don't buy the narrative that ETs are here, I do find the topic interesting. And also, I just like doing the research. It's fun. I've learned a lot about history and how the world actually works. Tyler is more than just wrong. Enumerating the various elements of Tyler's negative character traits is meant to bring them all together from their scattered appearances over the channel's history and illustrate my point that Secureteam10 is run by a selfish, manipulative person that prioritizes his own ego and desires over those of his audience. Secureteam10 is entertainment and nothing more. The channel has been around for almost 13 years now, and there are almost certainly things that I didn't mention. I'll try to leave links to some of the sources I used in the description below. If you have questions, criticisms, go ahead, leave them in the comment section. Otherwise, I appreciate you watching, whoever you are. Peace.